So, burn victim, I just wanted to touch on the point that I think you're trying to get at, which I think is actually the very similar, if not the same point that I'm making a lot of my videos, which is kind of trying to teach tolerance to alternate viewpoints of the world, political, different viewpoints, whatever. I thought I'd get a little into how I view religion and different theological dispositions and religious viewpoints. The way I view religion and just those kind of points in general, and I'm including Buddhism, Taoism, all these alternate worldviews of different philosophies and ideologies. The way I think of it is kind of like the worldview version of politics, if that makes sense. Like, on the one hand, you have your politics. Someone could be a capitalist, a socialist, an anarchist, a fascist, a communist, an authoritarian, statist. You know, there are all these different political viewpoints. Some could be centrist, of course. And then on the other hand, you have these religious and ideological viewpoints. And it's just kind of the same thing. I mean, obviously, it's like apples and oranges. It's not the same thing at all, but it's like the worldview counterpart. You've got your politics, and then you have your different worldviews, your different philosophies. And I don't think, well, clearly I don't think that you should judge someone based simply on what kind of political view they hold or what kind of worldview position that they hold. I mean, you can obviously judge part of their character based on that. You can. I mean, obviously, if someone's an anarchist, that does say a little bit about how they view politics, maybe a little how they view the world. I mean, same thing with socialist, libertarian. So you can say the same thing. You can judge someone in the same kind of way based on their worldview. Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, atheism, a naturalist, metaphysical naturalist, or a skeptic like myself. And I think that you can debate people on these issues, and it's not bigoted to do so. It's not prejudiced, and you can look at these different viewpoints. Like, I can say, I don't like anarchism for this reason. I don't like it for this reason. Someone else can say, well, you know, I don't like libertarianism. And I realize a lot of libertarians, big L libertarians, are actually anarchists. But small L libertarianism isn't the same thing. And you can do the same thing with religion. I can sit here and I can say, well, these are the reasons why I don't think someone should hold the worldview of Christianity. I can say this, I can say that, and I'm not going to get into these reasons in this video because it's not the point. And you can say the same thing about someone who's a naturalist. You can say, well, I think you need God. I don't think you should be a naturalist. And these are my reasons. I think you hold a worldview that's pessimistic or nihilistic. And I think that's fine. It's perfectly fine to debate these kind of values. It's perfectly fine to, you know, make someone think about the position that they hold. And it's not hateful. It's not prejudiced. It's not the same thing as saying, you're black, therefore you're cursed. If anyone knows who I'm talking about. Or it's not the same thing as saying you're going to hell because you're gay. It's not the same thing, because those are aspects of a person that they can't help, they're born with. I mean, it's totally different from the way they view the world, their political positions, and things like that. But you should still not be hateful for someone simply because of their political viewpoint and their worldview. But that doesn't mean we can't touch it. It doesn't mean we can't touch it. It just means that that's one aspect of their personality. And there are examples of religions and political philosophies where you can really, really judge someone for it and say, no, you're not cool. Nazism. And I hesitate to say that because technically it's not like a racist political viewpoint. But I think you see what I'm saying. Same thing. I don't know if you want to say the KKK is a religion or it's just a group. But it's the same kind of thing, that ideology. You can say, no, that's racist, that's wrong. And on that point, you can judge someone if it's inherently evil, if I can use that term. But, and I'm kind of rambling here. So your point is to not be so quick to judge based on someone's political or religious viewpoint. I would agree on that. There's a lot more aspects that go into a character than just that. And just because someone is religious, they hold a excuse me, they hold a religious viewpoint that isn't concurrent with my views. And I can think that someone is a little like they haven't thought things through all the way if they actually do believe in a God. Because I don't see that there is any reason to. Maybe for an individual, I mean, I suppose if you really need that foundation in your life, if you really need that. But I would still say that there isn't really a reason to believe in a God. But I realize that there are a lot more aspects that go into a person. To me, whether or not you believe in a God is a lot like whether or not you think we should have government or how you think that government should affect things. I mean, I'm the same way with anarchists. I think they're pretty stupid for thinking that you can actually realistically have no government and actually allow corporations to privatize everything. And it's funny that a lot of anarchists, and I know I'm rambling here, and it's just funny that a lot of anarchists are anti-corporation and anti-government, and those are opposite. You can't be both anti-corporation and anti-government. It's impossible to be both. Anyway, that had nothing to do with the point of this video. I hope you get what I'm saying. Cheers.